What is up, everybody? Welcome to the GITN podcast. We are back after a long hiatus. What was it, 4 months?
Yeah.
4 months. But we were back with a vengeance. Just as shitty as we were before, so don't get excited. We didn't go to some podcasting school and learn how to do this properly.
Nope.
No.
I would argue that we didn't actually do anything productive for the most part.
But we did not go
My
away
hair
forever.
got way longer, though.
We never decided we weren't going to quit. We just took a break.
An unplanned break.
Yes, an unplanned.
Because we've talked multiple times over this 4
Past
months.
month.
Like, oh, you want to do one soon? And then it just
Especially the past 4 weeks. The past 4 weeks, every week we were going to do it, but we were just building up to this moment. So tonight we're doing true crime. What true crime are we doing?
We're doing a hot button topic tonight.
Okay.
Because this is still in trial.
Still in trial.
This is the Delphi.
Ongoing.
This is the Delphi unalivings. I'm gonna say I might start doing that.
Unalivings?
Well, just like going through and like editing some of the shit in our
You think it's really going to help our stats?
on YouTube specifically? I don't give a fuck what's on the podcast stream. It's just YouTube. It's like I've even seen like a lot of people that I listen to do that strictly for YouTube because I guess it's like legitimately a thing.
I don't think it'd help us. We are
we're
that fucking.
We have,
Well, instead of 50,
500 subscribers.
No, we got 700.
Oh, do we?
716, I believe.
I know we lost 80 Instagram followers over a 4-month period. That's not bad if you think about it.
Really? We actually gained subscribers. We gained more subscribers on YouTube.
We suck.
I guess people liked that we weren't fucking doing it.
They
So
like talking shit about us, which I enjoy.
Well, here's the thing. You know, in this 4-month period, I basically
Was that your chair or the dog?
that was the chupacabra over there.
She's like, what are you guys doing in my domain? This has been mine for the last 4 months.
I did go back and read some. I did stay up to date on some of the comments.
I didn't. I just now got on YouTube and shit and started looking at stuff. We got to revamp our background, too. We were going to do that.
We're gonna. That's in the works.
See, that would have been a really nice thing to have had done.
Well, you want to end this podcast right now and say we'll be back in a
Well, I was
week?
just now that I've said it, I was like, man, I bet you anybody, like the few people that listen to us regularly, were like, damn, 4 months and they didn't do the new backdrop yet.
No.
Lazy fat fucks.
Now, here's the thing. I had a third shift job. Right. And
that is, I would argue that is part of the reason why we took
that
a little hiatus. You were on a complete fucking schedule change.
And when I was awake, I was a walking zombie.
Yeah.
So
because you were used to sleeping all day.
So it was hard to get we couldn't sync up our menstrual cycles.
Well, and right around the same time, my schedule switched.
Right.
I went, like, right shortly before you went to day shift, I went to mostly night shifts. Not third shift, but working in the evenings.
Right. So now I'm back to day shift.
I'm still on night shift.
Same job, just went to day shift.
Yeah.
Got a nice promotion, kids. Don't need this podcasting shit anymore.
We're doing this for you. You're not here for us. We're here for you.
So now that I'm back to normal.
They were never here for us.
They were never here for us. Now I'm back to normal. We can do this more effectively. So we will be back.
Yeah, we just got to get the schedule going.
Get the schedule going and just get up used to going. Now, like I was saying before, while I was gone, I did keep up.
And everything still works. I'm still shocked by that.
I'm kind of shocked too. And I'm kind of shocked I remember how to do some of this shit.
Yeah. Other than it being reversed right now, which is my fault because it's my episode. But I digress.
But I did keep up some of the lovely comments we got.
They fucking love me.
Yeah, you're a fan favorite.
I say all the time, dude. I'm a very, like, how would I explain this? I'm a very, I'm like Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad. When she's like, I'm a very vexing person. You either love me or you fucking hate me. And the funny thing is you start to hate me, and then pretty good chance you'll end up liking me.
And another thing people bitch about.
Or you can just blow me. I don't care either way. Fuck off.
Or people were bitching about, it takes 20 minutes to get to the topic.
That's every fucking show.
Here's the thing.
Especially after you take 4 months off, and we have a lot of shit to talk about.
Tonight's going to be worse. It could be 45 minutes. because we got a lot of shit to cover. A lot of shit has happened in the world. So if you don't like the fact that it might take us 20 to 30 minutes to get to the topic, don't care.
There we go. Well, I'll take a note from other podcasts that I've listened to in the past. Jump ahead to the 15 to 20 minute mark if you want to get straight to the content.
Or take this microphone.
He had a stroke.
I did have a stroke, so I do, turn it sideways and shove it up your ass. I don't care.
This is where the important information comes from.
Because it's our show, and we will do what we damn well please.
Yeah, that's why we have no following whatsoever.
Exactly.
We do it for the love of the game.
We might
like
be
Ted Williams. He's Ted Williams, and I'm Babe Ruth because Babe Ruth was fatter.
Great. You're saying I'm my head stuck in a refrigerator, decapitated head in a freezer. Didn't they?
Wasn't he racist too?
I'm pretty sure that.
I think they all were.
Back then, I'm pretty sure they all were.
Good times.
But if you don't like it, hey,
it's gonna be okay.
We like to shoot the shit.
So we've been gone for 4 months.
A lot has happened in 4 months.
Only about 3 people that watch this or listen to this will actually give a shit. But again, let's get the rundown. You switched shifts at jobs. Went complete opposites. I also kind of went complete opposites.
Right.
We are both in the same boat of we are now going to work when we would normally be getting home from work.
Exactly.
They tried to kill Trump twice. Well,
twice.
Once for sure, once kinda. I'm waiting. I cannot believe that I have not heard anybody say, if there was a Republican behind that trigger, it would have got done. But we would never do that to our fearless leader. But that first one was kind of fishy. I find that one fishy still. I know it's not a hot topic anymore because it happened so long ago, but this is the first time we're doing this.
Well, here's the thing. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck,
and if
it ain't a squirrel.
If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck and that duck is on top of a roof with normal everyday citizens pointing that person out on the roof to the Secret Service and the police, and they do nothing about it, someone's going to get shot.
Here's the thing. If that was a complete blunder. Now, I'm not saying it was, there was a conspiracy of letting it happen.
No, but there was a serious dropping of a ball.
Yes.
The security... Everybody that was involved in the security of that event should be fucking fired.
And, I'm not going to be sexist here, but I'm going to be a little sexist. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to be sexist, but I'm going to be sexist.
I'm sorry. There are certain jobs. If I was president of the United States, I'm sorry. I don't think I would want a woman to be one of the ones to stand in front of me in front of a bullet.
Because I disagree.
I want the Cincinnati Bengal offensive line in front of me.
I disagree. You know who I would want to be on my Secret Service if I was the president at this point? Liam Neeson's daughter from Taken. Because at this point, nobody has more experience than being held at gunpoint and kidnapped than that bitch. Again, we've covered this, that by the time the third Taken movie came out, it needs to stop being these international spy organizations are coming after me because of what I've done in the past, to you're a bad father. Like,
yes.
Oh, my daughter got kidnapped and held ransom and almost killed
for the
one time. Let it happen 2 more at minimum. I think there might be 4 Takens now. I'm pretty sure in one of them it's like his daughter and his ex-wife, which throwing the towel on her. I mean, if you bat 500 on rescuing that group, as long as it's the right 500, I would say it's a win personally for him.
Right. But I want those 5 or 6 that are actually standing, jumping on me and whatever, to be the biggest son bitches that ever walked and be strong as fuck.
While we're on that topic.
But hold on a minute.
Okay.
But the women do have a place. They can be the ones. I just don't want them standing in front of me. I want wide, broad shoulders motherfuckers, because I'm a big motherfucker myself.
I want the women in my Secret Service to be in charge of, like, the thinking.
Yes.
Unless we're figuring out where we're stopping to
I don't
dinner.
want the woman to be the one standing in front of me taking the bullet. They're soft. Not soft, but...
They're smaller.
They're smaller.
Easier chance for the bullet to pass
voluptuous. Through. There's, bullet's going to go right through them some bitches.
That's automatically where my mind went, was a bullet. I feel like a bullet has a better chance of making it all the way through a 140-pound woman than a 200-pound man.
Here's the thing. If I'm the president and my Secret Service detail are the 5 or whatever, however many they are, that are standing in front of me, jump in front of me, I want to be, this is what I want. I want to do this. Good job. If I go like this, you did a pretty good job. We got a problem.
You're essentially saying that you want the Goombas from the live-action Mario movie?
I want 5 offensive linemen. NFL offensive linemen.
Oh, no, the Goombas would be better. Do you remember the Goombas from the live-action Mario Brothers movie?
I've never
With
seen
the tiny little head. You've never seen that?
No.
What?
I'm old, remember. Whoa.
Dude, it came out in like the early 90s.
Yeah, but I was never.
It had John Leguizamo in it.
That's probably why I didn't see it.
It's John Leguizamo and Bob something or Bill something. Fuck, I can't remember his name. But it was great because the guy that played Mario didn't even know what Mario was when he made the movie.
Right. So that's just my take. They have a spot in the Secret Service. I just don't want that particular role. I want 5 big motherfuckers.
I want to see, and here's another issue I take with that. Who didn't kill the microphone on the podium during that whole thing?
Well,
Did you not notice that? First off, first off, the first thought that goes through Donald Trump's mind after a bullet almost goes through Donald Trump's mind is, get my shoes. Where's my shoes?
Probably expensive shoes.
I got them in China.
But
here's my other thing. Like, why didn't they kill the mics? Did you notice when you watch that replay, you can literally hear them planning out their exit from the stage?
Right.
I'm like, that should be fucking square one of your security detail is kill all loud things that are by the president after he gets tackled by Secret Service. Just because, let's be real, not that far-fetched from what we've seen on assassination attempts for there to be multiple people involved on this.
Right.
Literally, there could have been a guy just sitting there in the fucking in the crowd with a gun and been like, "Oh,
in the grassy
they're going.
knoll.
Excuse me."
In the grassy
he knows
knoll.
which way you're going.
In the grassy knoll, waiting.
Did you see the Reaper? You know Reaper, the sniper special forces dude that is all over the internet. Light-skinned black dude with the dreads. He's like got like the highest body count of like confirmed kill snipers or some shit like that. Did you see like I think it was Sean Ryan asked him about that. It might not have been Sean Ryan, but they straight like he was so frank with his answers too.
Yeah.
They're like, so these Trump assassination attempts. He's like, mm-hmm. And they're like, would you use an AR-15 for something like that? He was like, that distance, that range is well within the capabilities of that weapon. But if I'm going to take somebody out, that is not what I'm going to take. If I want to take out a bunch of people, maybe. But like he straight said what he would have used and everything. I'm like, God damn. Like, I mean, who's going to go and come get him? He's basically Jason Bourne.
Right. And he's not even the best, really.
Chris Kyle, R.I.P.
No, there's one guy. He's Canadian. I watched right after the actual bullet grazing. They had Tim Kennedy, the guy with the SEAL that I forget his name, that actually was probably the one who shot
Bin Laden.
And then they had this guy, another sniper.
I think I saw that too.
From Canada, who's got the longest shot ever.
Like 7 miles.
It's
probably like a mile.
No, it's like 2
miles.
Yes, it's some. Don't quote me, but it's well over a fucking.
That man's so he's a sniper and a mathematician because clearly he understands the Coriolis effect. Like
that's if you believe in that shit, okay?
Well, if the Earth wasn't flat, you would believe in
that
the Coriolis effect, but it is flat. So,
but they even said, I like Tim Kennedy's response. A 10-year-old Texan could make that shot.
Mm-hmm.
That from 150 yards. It's not that far. It's a chip shot.
Yeah.
But they said, and even they were talking, how did it get that far? When where
we live from, many places.
We are live from Ohio. I'm going to.
Oh, live. I thought this was. I just automatically went to broken English. I just assumed it was a spam message.
No. Well, it was somebody from Indy. I'm assuming Indiana.
Indiana. They've come to the right place because eventually we will be talking
Ohio.
Ohio.
That's us, baby.
Eventually we will be talking about some Hoosier shit.
Yeah, you know me. I love my Hoosiers. I lived there for a little while, for a brief year. Spent a lot of time though there. But here, there was a blatant failure of communication, because when a crowd is alerting the Secret Service
of a fucking shooter,
we got a fucking problem.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck what. And like
you would see him on videos and shit
right.
from other people, like, hey, that one of yours?
Like what you were saying, you could the open mics and you can hear them discussing, okay, what are we going to do next, kind of thing. That should have all been planned out.
Yeah.
There shouldn't have been any talking. This is what we're going to do. You would think they'd practice. But
you would think.
Hey, here's the thing. Everybody's allowed to have a bad day. And it really hasn't, that we know of, happened. What? 81, 82 was the last time somebody took a shot at
Reagan?
Reagan, I think, was the last time. Somebody actually took a shot.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
So, I mean, I just think they were lackadaisical in their preparation. But anyway, so that happened.
What else happened?
Since we've been gone?
I've been listening to some really intensely out there fucking theories on a lot of things in the world.
That's true.
We'll probably get into those at some point.
Well, yeah.
Like the pyramids being utilized, built and made so that they can produce chemicals.
Nice. I thought they were electric plants, but I don't know.
They might also be. There's a lot of pyramids out there.
Well,
We're not gonna dog ear them into the same fucking thing. The Haktua girl fucking happened. I just watched a video about her. Who gives a shit?
We would have had fun with that though.
I'm so over it.
But we would have had fun when it happened.
She's literally trying to like hop on the dick of any like famous dude that she'll be around.
Hey,
and I don't know if it's because she wants to stay famous or what.
Trust me, if we got,
I mean, more power to you. She's way more famous than we'll ever be. But
if you and I had something hit like that, we would suck all the penises we could to stay famous.
Yeah, considering that our most popular thing on any of our social medias is a fucking video. It's still that video of those dinosaur sculptures that I took pictures of in Minnesota and put the Jurassic Park fart soundtrack to. 763,000 views.
Yes.
It is hands down our most popular piece of content we've ever done.
Yes. I mean, we've had some good episodes that have hit pretty well. The Michael Aquino is popping right now.
They are still loving, hating on us for that.
I did like the one guy who came in. He said, I went back and listened to it a year later. And you guys, because his main criticism of us was that.
Oh, he recommented?
Yes.
Oh.
He said we made it sound like he was a good guy.
Did he say I look like a fat lesbian?
Yes, he did, but that was just an afterthought. But he said, I went back and listened to it a year later, and you did say he was a bad dude. Maybe we didn't go as deep into it. We tried to be factual and
we went as deep as we could, which is about 3 inches when it's really hot outside.
Well, good. Eventually, Criminal Network, we're going to get to it.
Yes, we will. And I will say,
welcome from California.
Our research is 68% good most of the time. Sometimes more, sometimes less. And there will be some immaturity along the way. What else do we have to talk about? The Haktua girl, whatever. Apparently, she's trying to bang Matt Rife.
Well, we're happy you found us. Thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, so she's trying to.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, she's trying to bang Matt Rife, I guess.
I've seen those.
Which, I mean, fair enough.
Fuck, I'd bang Matt Rife, and I'm straight as an arrow.
Yeah, for the views.
He's a good-looking dude.
Yeah, especially after he got his teeth fixed. Don't look at that. Well, apparently people are sharing and all that shit. Thanks. What else happened? Sorry, for any of you people in the chat that are just getting here, we've been gone for 4 months, so we're kind of downloading a little bit before we get into stuff. What else happened?
Welcome from. We are bringing them in from Ireland.
Did I buy a car? Did I have a car last time we recorded?
Yeah, you did, but I don't think we talked about it.
I'm still fat.
You're still ugly as fuck.
I'm hideous.
You're still Japanese.
Yeah, all the people in the hate comments over the years that have called me and said I look like a fat lesbian are not completely incorrect.
Well, you do like women, so
I do have tits.
And you like women, so yes, you are.
Yeah. So there's that.
The Olympics happened.
Sure. That chick
Should we talk about
breakdancing?
When did breakdancing?
I don't know.
I did see that. I could have done a better job. I'm 52.
Brother, I was watching fucking the swim dancing more than that.
Synchronized swimming? Or
no, it's not. It's artistic swimming or something like that. Right. It replaced. It's basically the same.
Well, I think that's pretty much about all. Since we have a bunch of new listeners apparently checking us out, maybe we should actually get to the content. I mean, 24 minutes into it, we're good. Oh, Indy says
some long-term Delphi.
Again, you better be good. Here's the way this podcast works for you newcomers, since there's a lot of you newcomers.
We're kind of trash.
No, we take turns. This podcast is basically true crime, paranormal, a little conspiracy. It started out as a paranormal podcast. I brought Travis in. He's a true crime guy. I don't do a lot of true crime. So, in the way each episode works, he does one week, I do another week. This happens to be his week, so this is true crime. I am listening to all this for the first time with you guys, and I will be asking questions and making immature comments probably. That's kind of how it works. So if this podcast episode sucks and is sorely, horribly, completely shitty research, it's all Travis, not me.
That's usually how it tends to go. Oh, they're talking about the
where the case goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy in question.
Okay,
the guy who's on trial right now.
If they're talking about where this podcast is going, right down the shitter.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we will not disappoint. So Travis,
if you had a soundboard hooked up, there would be a flushing sound.
Boom, boom, boom. Travis, lead us off with this wonderful topic you have chosen for us today.
All right.
While I sit here and
we're gonna start
rooting for us.
We're going to start at the beginning at 1:35 p.m. on February 13th, 2017. This is very recent. Again, This is still in trial. Part of the reason why I was like, fuck it, if we're coming back after 4 months, I'm going to pull out something that's like relevant and clearly is bringing in some people. Sorry, you fell for it.
Suckers.
Boom. So, the afternoon of February 13th, 2017, 13-year-old Abigail Williams and 14-year-old Liberty Lynn German. They will be Abby and Libby, basically for the remainder of this podcast. Right. There will be some alter egos because there are some unnamed humans in this situation.
Let me ask a question real quick, and whoever the people in the chat who
probably know more about this
where exactly is Delphi, Indiana, in comparison. I'm sure you don't know. So people in the chat, let me know where Delphi is in relation to Indianapolis. I'm kind of familiar with.
I know Indianapolis. That's it.
Indianapolis South. So let me kind of know
whether. You know more than I do. I know Indianapolis and kind of Gary, which we won't get into that.
Okay. So let me know where it's at. 4 hours from
I forget Tyler knows like basically where we live.
Is it down northwest of Indy? So up between, let's say, Lafayette.
Very Caucasian, they said.
Who? Yeah, trust me. I went to college in about halfway between.
Oh, yeah, we should put your shadow box on the backdrop.
Halfway between Lafayette and Chicago. So, and trust me.
There you go. It says next
to Lafayette. Okay. I know.
Yeah,
I was a little north of Lafayette.
I drive through Indiana to go other
places. So now I just, for my immature brain, know kind of I can picture where we're at for this.
Okay. So at 1:35 p.m. on the 13th of February 2017, again, Abby and Libby, 13 and 14-year-old girls. Recap on the 2 sentences I've read so far. They were dropped off by.
Killing it.
Yeah, I know. They were dropped off by Libby's older sister Kelsey on Country Road 300 North, east of the Hoosier Heartland Highway.
Well, that's the big thing about.
Come back next week for the rest of this case.
No, that's the big thing about Indiana. It drives me crazy. The roads are like that 300, especially you get out in the rural areas. It's like 300. I'm like,
I know. I was like,
give me a fucking name.
I was like, it was like 2 years ago when I figured out what like, when somebody says the 1800 block of a street,
right?
I literally, like, just semi-recently was like, oh, it's literally the fucking address. If you, like, we're in the 1800 block because our address starts with 1800.
Right.
I felt so stupid when I figured that out. I was like, I wanted to just fucking be unalived. I was like, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to be taking up these other people's fucking oxygen if I'm in my 30s, and I just figured that out.
Yeah, because
right.
rural Indiana, it gets a little sketchy sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of weird names out there, too.
Oh, yeah.
What was the name of the fudge place?
Fuck, what is the name of that?
Was it Uranus Fudge or something like that?
Yeah, something stupid.
You saw it, not
I
me.
know. I'll get
the rectum rector. I don't know, something stupid.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
I know we made like basically a half an episode out of making fun of it.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, get back to the third sentence.
You got it, boss.
Yes, it's Uranus.
Uranus, yes,
Uranus Fudge Factory.
I'm glad we got some fucking people from Indiana. They be like, I'm going down there and take left down there at the light, and you go right there in Uranus. You pull right up in Uranus, and you get all the fudge you trying to get all up in your mouth.
Anyway, continue.
I warned you that it gets immature, especially
I've
when
already
you talk
forgot
about Uranus fudge.
Who's involved in this?
Abby and Libby.
Abby and Libby.
Yes.
Okay.
So the girls were hiking on the Monon High Bridge over Deer Creek among the woodlands in remote Deer Creek Township. Now, this, to set the stage, or scene, I'm sorry, this bridge is like, I think it's 63 feet tall. There's no like rails. It's just a railway bridge.
Okay.
So it's a much akin to, when I looked it up, it kind of instantly reminded me of the bridge from Stand By Me.
Which
yes.
I watched the other day for the first time since I was a kid, probably. It was on Saturday. Last Saturday.
Did all the viral videos of Corey Feldman's music drive you down that rabbit hole?
Probably. Well, I just hadn't watched it in so long.
It's a great
since
flick.
It probably came out, probably.
It's a fantastic film.
I'm that freaking old.
It is A1 film.
It's been so long, I forgot Kiefer Sutherland was in it.
Yeah, he is. Drives that old, like, fucking shitty Mercury or whatever that is.
Anyway, okay, I digress. Continue.
Excuse me. So, at 2:07 p.m., Libby German posted a photo of Abby walking the bridge, and after this, they were not heard from by anybody again. You can handle
I'll handle that.
Libby's dad, Derek, was supposed to pick the girls up around 3 that day. And when he called Libby at 3:11 to tell them that he was on his way there to pick them up, she didn't answer.
Right.
Which, whatever, you know. I read into that, and like some people were like, "Oh my god, I would be blah blah blah." I'm like, that's not abnormal. Like, I wouldn't immediately freak the fuck out.
Right.
It's just because I got a missed phone call.
Like, I would. I would, but that's beside the point.
If this was your kid?
Oh, if it was my fucking kid?
One missed call, though? Like,
yeah.
Like if you called her again and she answered.
Yeah, maybe. But if I was like...
Well, good, because that's not what happens. So, sorry. When he arrived, he called her at 3:11, no answer. He arrives at 3:14, tries to call again, but again, she does not answer. So he calls...
Cops, come into the studio.
Oh, shit.
Is it right by?
They're escorting an ambulance out of the neighborhood.
Sweet.
Welcome to the ghetto. I explained that to Better Half the other day. She was like, you know, like in your neighborhood. Is it a neighborhood? Is it like a town? I was like, nah, we call it the block. Fuck you mean.
Yeah.
So she didn't answer at 3:11. He shows up at 3:14, calls again. She doesn't answer again. He calls Libby's grandma about 15 minutes later to tell her that the girls had not showed up when he was going to pick her up, and he was going to walk the trail to see if he ran into them. You know, shit happens. Phones die. Maybe she dropped it. So while walking the trail, Derek saw an older guy in a flannel shirt walking from the opposite direction, and when he asked this man if he had seen the girls, he said not specifically, but he had seen 2 young girls walking the trails earlier.
Right.
Exhibit A.
This has really West Memphis vibes going on.
Dude, here. Literally.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even kidding you. Not precisely, but yeah, it's like there's levels and aspects of this that instantly, not only did I think West Memphis 3, other places that I gained some of this information from also referenced West Memphis 3 vibes.
Right, yeah. Which we all know. I love the West Memphis 3 story.
Yeah, if you guys want to go, if you guys are into this shit, go back and listen to our 3-part series on West Memphis 3, which was his episode.
That is the only true crime episode I've ever done.
Yeah, I'm still proud of that. I'm the true crime guy, and I brought that episode up, and you got so interested in it that you took it over and made 3 fucking episodes about it.
Yeah, because it was fascinating.
It really is.
The whole freaking story. Even to this day, it's still fascinating. But that's... Get back to this one.
So, where was I?
In Ohio.
Got it. Get it. Got it. Good. So, the girls were reported missing around 5:30, and the police had at that point in time put out the old "be on the lookout." Not a APB, a BLO. Now, sometime around 6, one of the girls' friends posted a screenshot of Libby's Snapchat story to Facebook.
Okay.
Somewhat speculative to whether or not it was because they were missing, but all signs point to it's because they were missing. I would think it's because they were missing.
Makes sense to me, but...
unless it's like some super junior high bitch. She's just like, fuck her. Post. In which case, kick her in the face. She deserves it. So at 6:30, Ron Logan, whose property ran along Deer Creek, was asked by a neighbor if they could search his property for the missing girls, to which he said yes. They didn't necessarily come across anything at that time.
Okay. No
Mr. Logan will appear again later on in this story.
Okay. Now we're getting
somewhere. They're probably over here like, oh, we're fucking better. They probably are. Now, the police search ended at midnight that night, but the family and friends continued to search through the night. Because, so you got to think, like, it's February in Indiana. It's going to be, even if it's decently warm during the day, it's probably going to be fucking cold at night.
Even cold.
Which is part of the reason why, like, immediately pull the trigger on that search, because you got a 13 and a 14-year-old girl about there possibly going to have to spend the night in the woods with God knows what kind of clothing. And preparations. You would think none. Preparations. So the cops called the official search, but the family and friends and shit stayed out there. I believe one of the girls' grandfathers actually would just go up and down the creek in a kayak, looking like throughout the night until the early wee morning hours, which,
as they should.
Right.
Somebody would. I don't know if it was my, especially if somebody I knew, but if it was my kid, I'd be.
There's like 8 pages of this. I thought there was more.
Oh, shit. We're about done then.
Yep. 1 page down. Later. So early the next morning, citizens from the area came to the police station to help and organize a larger search for the girls. And they went out for this search. And later that day, around 12:15, the bodies of both Abigail and Libby were found on a piece of property owned by Ron Logan.
So he owned multiple properties, or was this the property they looked before? Just so I'm clear on this.
I believe the number was like 40 acres, or something like that.
Okay.
So that being said, we will also. I'm gonna knock this out now. The autopsies, as far as I found, are still sealed up to this point. There is mention of the use of sharp objects, and there is stuff that leaked and came out through like social media and shit like that through people who attended funerals and stuff, that there were scarves on the bodies leading you to believe that their throats had been cut with said sharp objects.
Okay.
Well, I'm just going to get that out of the way.
It's all kind of...
It's all hearsay at this point, as far as I know. Again, there might be more that I didn't find that has come out since. But as far as I know up to this point, there are no official autopsy document files out yet.
And you said this is in trial right now, currently.
It's scheduled for the 14th or next month
to start.
It's been a thing, but the trial is set to start. There's been some back and forth with representation, which we will also get into.
So hopefully, once it starts, some information will.
Just fuck it. If he's guilty, kill him. If he's not, kill him. I don't fucking care.
Well,
I'm not that harsh. Yes, I am. I'm like the Deadpool of shitty podcasters. Now, at 1:50 p.m., the police had a press conference to announce that they had found the girls' bodies.
Okay.
Pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah.
But small area, too. You know what I mean? I feel like you kind of got to knock that shit out. Excuse me. On the 15th, police released a grainy picture of a guy walking on the bridge as a person of interest in the investigation. For all intents and purposes, if I say bridge guy or guy on bridge, this is who I'm referring to from this point on. Now, on the 15th, police released a grainy picture. I'm sorry, I literally just fucking read that. Sorry, I'm reading comments to an extent while I'm trying to do this.
Well, you just concentrate on that.
The person in the photo didn't directly match the description of the man Libby's dad, Derek, had seen when he went looking for the girls at a previous time.
Okay, got it. I'm with you.
Now, on the 22nd, again, I apologize to everybody that's super into this case because they're going to know more about this than me.
Well, that's not saying much.
Well, this was a thrown together thing.
Hey, Radar says you're doing great. You just fucking keep going, brother.
Well, it's mostly just the fact that, there was some more stuff that I wanted to look into. I just legitimately did not have time. That's a shitty excuse.
And now I'll let you know if you say something wrong. They will. She's saying though, or
I'm gonna be wrong.
Network, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be wrong.
Well, they'll correct you.
So
they will correct you, and I will let you know. I will say, Travis, you're
a fucking idiot.
moron.
Now on the 22nd, there was another press conference held, including the Indiana State Police and the FBI. And at this conference, they revealed that the police they revealed the picture that they presented of the man on the bridge was actually a screenshot of a video taken with Libby's phone.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to wrap my head around
the bridge guy that they released a picture of as a person of interest, it was a screenshot from a video on her phone.
Okay. They're saying
there's a sketch too. The sketch is coming.
Okay.
This is the photo.
I won't call you a moron just yet.
No, this is a photo. The sketch is coming later.
Okay. All right.
Now,
I don't know. I think I trust Criminal Network at this point.
Oh, probably. Yeah, they're probably wrong.
Oh, several sketches.
I know. I have both sketches coming up later in the research.
Hey, Travis, I kind of think you stepped in. I'm not saying I stepped in. You stepped into a hornet's nest here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Who better than me to do this?
See, I'm the liked one. So
neither of us are liked.
Oh, I am well liked. All the shitty comments say you're an asshole. Let the old guy talk. Anyway.
That's strictly on the Michael Aquino video. Thank you. And I'm sorry, but if you can find a time if you can find it in your heart to not have some random shit to say about Michael Aquino and some of the information provided in that episode, then you're not human.
I agree. So anyway, we'll get to the sketches apparently. So
I do have the sketches. So along with that this is where they released, which I do not have again because this was a little quick draw McGraw, and
half-ass prepared.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I also didn't find a news outlet version of this audio until right before this.
Oh.
Yeah. So I did find it eventually, and I do have it for you.
Well, we'll cover
if it loads.
I tell you what we're going to do.
So it's
like you said. We're probably going to have to cover. Follow up on this with another episode.
Very possibly.
We'll get all this shit in. Okay.
Yes. So
we'll add this stuff in.
Well, so they played an audio clip. Yeah, we'll add it in later. They've heard this. The audio was just a guy says, "Down the hill." Down the hill. Which this will come up again later.
Okay.
This gets a little slightly more in depth. But they reveal this audio. It's not terrible audio. Like, it's not like studio quality, but you can you can hear what he says. You can hear like inflection in his voice, because some people have been like, you can't do voice recognition. I'm like, motherfucker, like maybe, but this isn't like fucking Batman. But that's just me. You all right there, killer?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'll be all right.
You having another stroke on us?
No, I'm not.
If you have another stroke, you better do it on air.
We're going to do it live, baby.
God damn it. Now, partially with help of the internet, this case blew up. This thing got huge, as you can see by this. Huge. Some of the examples of this were, I think it was like 6,000 billboards in 48 states.
No shit.
I would assume the continental United States for the most part, because Alaska's got their own shit to deal with.
Yeah.
And Hawaii's just surfing all the time. Almost 4,000 anonymous tips was the number that I saw, and about half of which were phoned in or reported after the release of the audio that came from Libby's phone.
Okay.
Yes. This sparked more interest. They put out like a $50,000 reward, which then bumped up over time to like $250,000, which is a crazy amount of money, but good for them. I hope somebody gives damning evidence for who did this to these young girls and is like, I will take the money and then I will use the money to pay better prosecutors to fuck the person that did this. You guys chill the fuck out back there.
Don't knock down Snoop Dogg. I have a question. We'll get sidetracked here. I don't give a fuck. Offering rewards like that,
I feel like it can muddy the waters.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think it does more harm than good? Getting all the bullshit. I'm sure you get credible information, but it, like you said, muddies the waters so much. You with crackpots.
Yeah,
who are just looking for money.
I'm sure that it works out for the better in some situations, but even in those situations, I'm 100% positive that there was also shitbag people that just wanted to get paid off of the thing and couldn't have given a shit if whoever did whatever they were searching for, got prosecuted for what they were trying to help with.
Just get famous.
Yeah, like, shit, what's his name? Oh, God, I've talked about it before.
From which one? Cleveland?
No. There was a dude that like straight like got arrested for some shit, for like a murder or an assault, and just straight was like, yeah, I killed this person and I killed that person. And he was getting cigarettes from the cops and shit, and they were like, oh, this guy's, later on they're like, this guy's straight full of shit, but that's gonna be okay. So yeah, I mean, the idea of the reward is, it comes from a good place, and like I can't say I disagree with it, but yes, I think and know, and you have to think, know, and expect for there to be muddying of the waters when you bring a reward in, especially a substantial reward.
Right. I mean, we're getting $250,000. You're probably going to
That's a lot of fucking money.
You're going to get some crazies.
$50,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, but
$50,000 is enough money for somebody to fucking lie.
Right. So
I'm pretty sure you can get somebody offed for $50,000. You can definitely get somebody to lie about some dumb shit for $50,000.
Yeah, I've always kind of wondered that when it comes to, I've seen, You see those news reports of the people, and generally the family members at a press conference offering. I was like, you're probably making their job a little bit harder.
Right. I'm sure.
Like you said, I see the point.
Okay. So here's a little fact. There was a search warrant served on a house in Peru, Indiana, that police stated was not related to the case involving Libby and Abby. Hold on to that one.
Okay.
Because we will come back to that. Peru, Indiana. South America, Indiana. Remember that one.
Next, close to Chile?
Yes. Okay. Argentina.
Okay.
The Amazon, which is on fucking fire, if anybody didn't know.
Just a side note from the comments. Shane says that they think the Colts coach and a player put up half of that.
Good.
So that would be...
Speaking of, the Cowboys got their asses beat yesterday.
That wouldn't be Reich, would it? That would be the one before Reich, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Maybe Reich was... What's the old guy? He's on McAfee's. I don't know. Anyway, continue.
Cowboys got their ass beat yesterday.
Yeah, they did, but that's...
Dude, that Kirk Kubiak, is he the offensive coordinator for New Orleans? Good God. I'm watching them. I'm like, yeah, of course they're losing. You can't adjust.
We'll have to do a true crime.
Taysom Hill played like 7 fucking positions in one game.
We'll have to do a true crime episode on the death of the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, but you're a fucking Bengals fan.
Hey, just read the fucking notes, asshole.
And you're from West Virginia.
Whoa, okay.
Which means your cousin's your brother and your dad's your sister.
We will get some views because I'm straight going to whoop your ass on camera.
Well, you're going to get all worked up and stroke out in front of everybody?
Yes, I will.
You're gonna get all mad and be like, "You're lucky I gotta go take some baby aspirin."
Hold on, let me stretch real quick. I don't want to pull a muscle whooping your ass. Continue.
Thanks. So on March 17th, 2017, the police, FBI, and Carroll County Police carried out another search warrant on Ron Logan's property, the guy whose property they were found on.
The 40-plus acres. Okay, gotcha.
This motherfucker, Ron said he was at home that day. But there was security footage that said otherwise.
Lying bastard.
There was security footage that placed Ron Logan at a local pizza place having some beers. Why did Ron Logan lie about this? Because he had a suspended license and a history of DUI.
I'm sorry.
Now let me finish this one last point, and then we'll get into this. Now, since he was on probation, the cops were able to do a further search into his property and shit like that.
Right.
Because he's already on paperwork with the county. You know what I mean? So he was never really charged or connected to the case or anything like that. So that's kind of all you hear about him as far as I know. But my thing is, I don't give a fuck if you... Yes, Ron Logan is dead. I don't give a fuck if you have a suspended license. There are 2 teenage girls found dead on your property, and you lie about driving to the pizza store, the local pizza place on the corner to have some beers with the boys because you're afraid you're going to get... What are you going to do, a fucking weekend in jail for driving under suspension? But you're going to potentially put a target on your back or suspicion on your head for lying to the cops after they're searching for the person who killed 2 teenage girls who were found on your fucking property.
I mean, personally, my personal opinion, if I was in that situation, there was dead bodies found on my property, and I had a DUI, I had driving on a suspended license, I'm going to say, yeah, I went somewhere. Because murder rap is much worse than a driving on a suspended license. That's just me. Just for the record, it has been clarified the Colts that did put up half the ball was half the bet.
Jim Irsay
and Pat McAfee. Good job, Pat. West Virginia boy, or Pittsburgh boy, but went to West Virginia University. So fuck you, Travis.
Hey, Tavon Austin went to West Virginia.
So did Pac-Man Jones.
I think he officially retired.
Oh, okay.
Who, while we're on the subject, Tavon Austin, probably the best college highlight reel, arguably in history. But I digress.
Yes, but getting back to it, yes, that was a bonehead move. That doesn't make you look guilty at all.
Well, like somebody in the who was it? Criminal Network said that he was a habitual liar. Like, even then, you would think that in this scenario, you would have to stop and think a little more. I would think.
Pathological liars don't really think so.
Well, and that's coming from somebody like, I have a family, not my whole family, but I have a family that like has some criminal past. I've had my run-ins with the law in my younger years. I was on probation for several years when I was younger and dumber.
I'm an angel, so I have not.
Like, but at the same time,
I'm too pretty to go to jail.
How do I want to say this? Because as domesticated as I am, I'm not one for snitching. There are ways around that. But that's not this type of scenario either.
Right.
That's like if you, I don't know, punched the neighbor and the cops come over and the neighbor had it coming and the cops come over and they're like, da-da-da. I don't even know. I was asleep. Can you prove that you were asleep? Can you fucking prove that I wasn't? That's what I thought. But that being said, in a scenario like this, I would have zero problem, nor would I have to think twice about being like, yeah, nah, dude, I drove under suspension. I weren't even here, boss.
I wasn't nowhere near the property, boys. That would be me, but
I would turn straight into John Coffey. I would do anything you need me to take my hand, boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, but hey, maybe this guy had such a mental predisposition to be dishonest that he could not help himself.
Very possible.
Either way, stupid decision, one way or the other. So, jump to July 17th in this research of 2017. The first composite sketch came out with a hat that may have been inaccurate, was the first thing that I heard a lot about. The blanket description, white male, 5'6" to 5'10", 180 to 220 pounds. Originally no definitive eye color except not blue.
Okay.
I mean, given the scenario, I guess that's a fair description.
That narrows down the search to
like you have two
Indiana.
Unfortunately deceased young girls, a dad that saw a guy briefly. You don't have a whole lot. But I will say this type of shit makes me want to, like, every time I go somewhere and, like, talk to a random stranger, I'm just going to be like, and just stare at him super fucking hard just in case the cops come at me and like, hey, can you describe that guy you walked by? Yes, I can. He had acne marks on his left cheek, not his right cheek. He definitely had a swastika tattoo removed from his neck at some point in time. I would assume from prison. Looked like a stick and poke. His middle name was Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a picture of his identification card if you'd like to see it. Do not ask me how I got it. It was not by legal means.
You know, and we all know witnesses are, you're better off with a lie detector test than witnesses. Especially the longer as time goes. Because our memories suck. Every person on the planet memory as time goes by sucks.
Right.
So, witness accounts and they're hit or miss.
Yeah. Just humans in general. Like, I literally will go to the gym on a Monday. Yes, for all of you people that are new here, I do go to the gym. I do not do cardio. I just pick up heavy things. But I will go to the gym on Monday and then go to the gym on Tuesday and legitimately have to stop while I'm walking into it and go, nope, did that yesterday.
Oh, I mean, I'm horrible. Like today, when I was leaving work, I was getting ready to clock out, which pisses me off I have to clock out.
Why?
They got to make sure I'm working the freaking hours, assholes. But
I'm a manager now. I don't need to clock. Motherfucker, I'm a manager too. I clock in and out.
Whether I work 8 or 10, it doesn't fucking matter. I walked the clock out, and I was like, oh, I forgot something. So I had to walk back to my desk. And by the time I walked back to my desk, it was probably 20 yards, if I had to guess. I walked back. I was like, what?
Huh.
Why the fuck did I walk back to my desk?
Did not know that. Apparently, according to Criminal Network in the comments,
the
lie detector tests are admissible in court in the state of Indiana.
Sweet. Yeah, I saw that. I was not aware of that.
Yes, John Coffey is the giant African American male from the Green Mile. Take my hand, boss.
Who is what?
Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael rest.
R.I.P.
I was sad.
Rest in power.
Classic Armageddon.
I know everybody was like, I can't believe he's dead. I'm like, are you shitting me? Have you seen him?
The man was 5'10", 300 pounds.
I would love to see what his. No, he was like 6'6".
Was he 6'6"?
He was big as fuck. Well, he might not have been 6'6", but he was big as fuck.
But
you know how they found him?
Built like a brick shit house.
You know how they found him?
What?
A movie producer or some shit was like somewhere, it was in like Philadelphia or somewhere where he used to live, and like he was like working at a fucking tire shop, and like was walking into the garage with like 3 tires on each arm, just and I guess they were looking for a big black dude, and he was like, hey man, Bob Sapp's busy, you want to fucking do this movie?
Yeah. I liked him. Anyway, where were we at?
We
don't know.
In September of 2017, a man named this is we're jumping around a little bit here. We're changing geography. In September of 2017, a man named Daniel Nations had been threatening people with a hatchet at a park in Colorado.
What the fuck's this got to do with Indiana? Get to it.
Shut your fucking face hole and I'll tell you. Sassy. Now, on the 25th, police stopped a car matching the descriptions given by victims of this crime. It was being driven by Daniel Nations. Now, Nations was a registered sex offender with a history of domestic violence from Indiana.
Okay.
He had moved to Colorado earlier that year.
I wonder why.
Now,
shocker.
According to the authorities that I done seen, he did check in with the authorities as he had to, as a sex offender and shit like that, on the day of the girl's disappearance. Does that completely exonerate him from this situation? No, it does not. It doesn't really hurt his argument, when you're walking into it. Now, that being said, it was also announced that he was never really a serious person of interest in this case. Okay. But he's one of and I will admit the viewers in the comments probably know all of these people, but there is a lot of these fucking people. Not like an insurmountable number of them, but there are a lot of just random people that they're like, maybe nah. Second page, nah. There was a little bit of that, but I feel like there always is. So, fuck that guy. Little weird, sex offender, probably a douche. Doesn't seem
probably.
To have done it. You never know.
I think
maybe he was strung out on flakka and bath salts.
Where do you come up with it? Continue, Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm just saying it's a thing. Now we're gonna jump to 2019. Again, you guys are gonna know much more about this because apparently there are deep dives that some of y'all have taken that I had not.
Okay.
It happens. Now, this is when a new composite sketch was released at a press conference that was noticeably different than the other one. The first one...
2019, right? 2019?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first composite sketch looked like a stereotypical, wannabe Irish mob member from Boston in, 97. The second one looked like the grown-up version of the fat kid from Bad Santa. And anybody that's watching this, that's in these comments right now, they will concur with me, like Doogie Howser, that those are good descriptions of these fucking composite sketches. Justin Timberlake. Anyway. So, this sketch was supposed to be a more accurate depiction of the guy on the bridge from Libby's phone. Around this same time, more video from her phone had come into the investigation, and the superintendent stated that they had a witness that the killer had they had a witness. The killer had made mistakes, and like, we're coming for you. I'm gonna get ya. They gave him the Wyatt Earp. You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me. Gave him one of those.
Okay.
Yeah. Gave him the old Doc Holliday.
I'm your Huckleberry. All right, got it.
Hucklebearer.
Hey, I listened. That's bullshit. I listened to it. He says Huckleberry.
Well, Val Kilmer's... May God strike his voice away for lying to us. Too soon?
That's a little too soon. Val Kilmer's a national treasure, you son of a bitch.
Hey, what is you think his career's hampered because his throat's fucked up? If RFK Jr. can do it, then Val Kilmer can fucking do it. He made it through. He made it through the second Top Gun, didn't he?
You're an asshole. Go.
I'd lead you back to the Goombas from the live-action Mario Brothers movie. He sounded like that, like Casey Rocket. He said, my grandfather was a smart man. He always used to tell me. That was terrible.
You're an asshole.
Yeah,
you're going to hell. And you might take me with you, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. So also more of the audio from the original clip from Libby's phone was released, making this new version of the audio clip. You ready for it? Really shook things up. Guys, down the hill.
Wait. Guys.
It was originally down the hill. Now it's guys down the hill.
As in saying there are guys down the hill, or guys go
all right,
down
guys
the hill?
down the hill.
Okay.
Now, that being said, I have to also say that when I heard the re-release of this recording that was one word longer, it sounded worse than the original recording that I heard.
Huh.
Could that be...
Just a recording of a recording, kind of a picture of a picture kind of thing?
Maybe. There's a lot of fucky shit that's going to come up here in the next 3 to 4 years of this case. That being one of them for me. Because like I said, again, the people in the chat have probably heard all this shit. They probably heard more. They've probably seen the leaked shit that we'll also get to. But the second recording, it legitimately sounded worse to me. So take that for what you will. Excuse me. Now, for over 2 years, things were pretty quiet. Again, tear me up in the comments because they're going to be like, no, it wasn't. They were in California stabbing the governor. I don't know.
You're making shit up now, asshole.
Or am I? Please hold. Anyway, so it was pretty quiet for a couple years. And then there was a press release on December 6th of 2021, post-COVID.
Gotcha.
Everybody was hiding for a couple years.
As everybody was.
Fucking stupid. Now, this press release stated that they were looking for a person posing as a young male model on Instagram and Snapchat under the username Anthony_shots, who was soliciting underage girls for nude photos. Okay. Yoink. This mystery person turned out to be Keegan Klein. I've also heard that it is Kagan Klein, and if it is properly pronounced Kagan, I'm going to call you Keegan because you, sir, are a fucking twat. Now, he lived in the house in Peru, Indiana, that the police served a search warrant on a few years before that we spoke on earlier.
At the time.
Womp, womp, womp.
At the time of the
search.
Yes, okay.
Around, yes. He lived, it was his father's house.
Okay.
He lived there. Again, Keegan Klein.
Keegan Klein.
If it's really Kagan, go fuck yourself, you piece of shit.
Keagles Klein. Got it.
Tight twat Klein.
That's what we'll call him.
That was pretty stupid. So, somebody said the plot thickens in the comments. Literally, the next bullet point I have, this plot thickens.
You guys are here.
When the information that he, through his, quote, alter ego, had been in contact with Libby German.
Wait, whoa. Pre or post?
Murder?
Yes.
Post.
Okay, so he's a
psychic. So now too. It's paranormal. We're coming all the way around.
Keagle's a psychic too.
Yeah. Do you know what kind of pants psychics wear?
I don't want your dad jokes today.
Just a pair of normal pants.
You're an asshole. I can't.
Fucking nailed that. So again, it comes out that. So it comes out that Keegan-Michael Key was in contact with Libby.
Post-mortem.
Yes, after death.
After death.
He seanced it.
You Ouija boarded it?
Ouija. I hope that's true. I hope that he's actually named after a fucking bar. Piece of shit. He's a pile of shit. Fuck this dude. So
I've never met a cool Keegan.
Keegan-Michael Key's alright. From Key and Peele.
I'm not a big fan.
The light-skinned one, the tall one.
You racist bastard.
Why? Because I said light-skinned?
Yes.
You should have been there
you
when I was...
You can only do Asian
You should have
jokes.
been there when I was talking about fucking... I was talking to one of the regulars at my job, and he's a light-skinned black male.
Yes.
And they were talking about him being light-skinned. I was like, you leave him alone. He's got a beautiful peanut butter complexion like Richard Jefferson. And nobody knew who I was talking about.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
The basketball player.
Oh. I don't follow basketball, so...
He's very light-skinned.
Okay.
And bald.
Okay.
And you were right. I can make Asian jokes. I've been making a lot of Asian jokes lately.
You can make all the Asian jokes. You got to pass.
I know. Everybody's like, that's racist. No, I've said it 1,000 times. It's fucking friendly fire.
Self-deprecation.
Yes.
Not racist.
It's like a white person telling a white joke. It's okay. I can do both.
Yeah, it's true.
Everybody Wang Chung tonight. You know how Asians name their kids?
Welcome to Dad Joke Monday. What?
They throw the silverware drawer down the stairs.
Ching chong ching. Yeah, I got it.
Ching chong ching. Oh my God! Also, sorry. Sidebar. Speaking of Asians, have you seen some of the crazy shit that was said about Kim Jong Il back in the day?
Is that Kim Jong Un's daddy or grandpa?
Yeah, dad.
Okay.
Oh my God, dude! Apparently, at like fucking 52 years old, Kim Jong Il went golfing for the first time at like one of the longest golf courses in the world in like Pyongyang, and according to North Korean literature and websites, he hit 11 hole-in-ones and he shot 38 under, and they quote. So they said basically, quote, who knows how good he could have been had he started earlier in life.
He Donald Trumped it, though.
Yeah, he hit 11 hole-in-ones the first time he ever played.
Ever.
Oh, my God, dude. There was another one that was fucking hilarious. I can't remember what it was. Oh, he invented the burrito in 2002. Kim Jong-il apparently invented the burrito in 2002.
I believe, I'm being 52 years old, I had a burrito pre-2002.
Yeah, I definitely had chili cheese burritos from fucking Taco Bell before 2002.
We're talking the early 90s, baby.
You should have seen me back in the day. I had a lot of them. I was explaining that to somebody. They were like, yeah, you know, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, you're a big guy. I'm like, you should have seen me like fucking 6 years ago. At least now I'm fat and like kind of strong. Back then I was just fat. Like really fat. God, I think about how big I was. Jesus Christ. And I still weigh 300 pounds. And I go, God, I was a fat fuck. How many 300-pound men do you know look back on themselves and go, Jesus Christ, I was fat. As am still fat. Anyway, I'm going to do a whole episode on just crazy facts about the Kim Jongs. I feel like we could get an hour and a half out of it for sure. So, it was found over time in interrogations with Keegan that he had lied about the amount of time that he had talked with Gabby. He said...
Wait. We're still talking post-mortem, right?
Yes.
They actually took it seriously enough.
No, it's not post-mortem, you fucking idiot.
Oh, I thought
no, this is
serious.
before she was dead.
Oh, I thought... I'm like, wait a minute. They're questioning this motherfucker? As in, no, you didn't talk to her that long.
And they say I'm the fucking stupid
Well, I asked you post-mortem, motherfucker. You're a cocksucker. Hey.
No, she was still alive at this time.
Okay, goddamn. You know what? Bite me. I quit.
God, I'm sweating now.
I'm walking off this podcast.
Oh,
jackass.
God, that's funny. No, she was still alive when he was in contact with her.
Okay, that's all you had to say the first time.
So they later found out that he had told them that that when he was speaking with her via Snapchat that it was for like a period of time. On one night she was at a sleepover with her friends and he had blocked her because she was annoying.
Almost six. How 16-year-olds?
13 and 14. I
13,
apologize for not remembering which one is 13 and which one's 14.
I mean, from the age of 13 to about 18, they're all annoying. I have 2 daughters. So
I'm 34 and I'm still annoying.
But I have daughters. I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, fair enough.
That are in their 20s.
I've only met one. And what an awkward introduction that was. But anyway, so yeah, he said that he had just talked to her for a short period of time and then blocked her because she was annoying, which they... Like, it was Snapchat, and we've had this conversation before on this podcast and in our personal lives. People tend to think for some fucking reason that Snapchat actually just goes away. No, it doesn't. It can still be, that information can still be, is still logged and can still be drawn from for things such as investigations like this.
If you say so.
Guess what happened? That's what the fuck they did. Excuse me. So they did that. He lied. That was what he told them was not true. He also tried to act like he wasn't fully aware of the situation in Delphi. And at one point in time, he was in Vegas, I believe, for a period of time. In this time period, this stretch of like 5 fucking years that this whole thing has been going on at this point. They also found that was a lie. They pulled his IP information and shit like that, and he was very regularly checking up on this Delphi situation.
Okay.
So he was just straight full of shit. Now, they didn't pursue any charges on him in relation to the murder of these 2 girls. He did end up getting, like, I think 43 years for child pornography, all this other shit. You calm down in there, Giant Gonzalez. Why didn't we name the dog that?
I don't know.
That would have been a great name. So yeah, he ended up getting 40 plus years in prison, but not for this, because they were like, nah, he didn't kill him, but he's still a sack of shit. Which, I'm sorry, I feel like 43 years is not enough. You're broken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like this says, like there's there's multiple aspects to this, as like he claims to have not been doing shit the day of the disappearance, but then they pull information on the what was the username? The Anthony _shots account, and like the account was logged in once from the iPhone 5 that he claimed to be his number one tool for doing this shit. It was logged in and logged back out, and then it was logged in and logged back out of a Android device later that day, both in the same day, but he claimed he really wasn't doing shit that day. So it got a little foggy, but they did not end up charging him with anything in this case, other than being a sack of shit that, fucking had a bunch of child pornography and shit. He was allegedly part of one of like the biggest child pornography rings, at least in the state of Indiana. He's a sack of shit. They should have given him more than 43 years. What are you going to do with that person?
First clue, he used an Android. What else of a clue do you need?
Second clue, his name was Keegan.
Kegels.
Kegels.
Kegel McKegelson.
Kegel McClure. Esquire. PhD, which stands for pretty hard dick that he's getting from some other dude in prison right now, and he deserves it. Sorry if you're too sensitive for that, but fuck him. Now we jump forward again to October 26th of 2022. I guarantee you they're going to be like, you missed this. I'm going to be like, yeah, I did. Sorry. Police arrest 52-year-old Richard Allen for the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. Again, excuse me. There was quite a few, or several, we'll say, suspects over the course of this, like people of interest.
Mm-hmm.
But I never saw any like major movement on anybody that was really, I felt, worth bringing up that much. Because once you jump to this, it gets pretty interesting. So, and also, I think I might have had a typo here. He might have only been 50. Either way, 50-plus-year-old Richard Allen. Police arrested him. They charged him for the murdies. For the murdies. It's just a little murdy. For the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. At the time, nobody knew anything about his connection outside of what the police may have known. So it wasn't necessarily known. Yeah, see, there's multiple people, but anyway, it wasn't like a massive manhunt or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like where it was like televised. They're like, this motherfucker, you see him, you call whatever the tip line number is nowadays. Fucking call America's Most Wanted. Whatever that guy's name was, John whatever. So they arrest him, and come to find out he lives less than 5 minutes from where the girls' bodies were found. He worked at the local CVS store as, I believe he was a pharmacist, or about to be a pharmacist, some shit like that. And Libby's grandparents actually remembered him as being the one who handled the pictures for their granddaughter's funeral. Yeah, because from the beginning, I would assume just the DA's office, police, all that shit, were saying like it's somebody in the Delphi community that where we think it is, and they're probably hiding right the fuck in front of us, and we just don't know it.
Obviously,
which is pretty common. It's much like how we talk about how everybody's worried about strangers abducting their kids and doing bad things to them. No, it's usually somebody close to you. It's usually somebody that knows you. Not all the time, but very often it's that fucking weird uncle that's not actually related or some shit like that. Sad but true. Da 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 da.
No Metallica references right now, please. This is a serious matter.
Metallica is serious. It's not like I made a Nickelback reference.
Disco. We'll talk about this later. I watched the documentary about Nickelback.
Oh God!
There's a reason for that little riff.
The little Limp Bizkit Slipknot issues that were going on.
Continue.
Which I'm surprised you're more of a Limp Bizkit guy. I figured you'd be butthurt too.
Nah, it's okay. Let's get to this, and we'll talk about that afterwards.
All right. So, police also stated that they had a witness that stated to have seen a man fitting Allen's description leaving the woods around the park with muddy, bloody clothes, as if he had been in a fight. All right. Pretty good start, I'd have to say. This is the first I read about this. After this point, I had read a lot. Well, quote unquote a lot up to this point, and I'm like, how is this just now coming out of the woodworks? The timeline was very odd in which I was discovering things about this case, and it kind of threw me off a little bit. You would think in a chronological order, or not a chronological order, in an order of importance and chronological order, Muddy Bloody Clothes guy would be forefront when talking about the beginning of this case. Apparently not.
Well, this is kind of like West Memphis 3.
Yeah.
The bloody bathroom.
Oh, yeah, he wore black clothes.
Yeah, so, yeah. Continue.
What was that guy's name that we hated from that?
Oh, the parole?
Jerry Driver.
Jerry Driver.
Fuck that guy.
That asshole.
So, Allen himself also admits to being at the park for a few hours on the 13th, seeing juvenile girls on the trail, and described his outfit as very similar to the bridge guy from the photo. He described this outfit himself. Yes, Mr. Bojangles from the West Memphis 3.
Yes.
Look at that. Indianers in on it. They're smelling what we're farting. So, Excuse me. Anyway. Yeah, so he himself described the outfit he wore that day as very similar to the picture of the guy that was taken at the park by that one of these girls that day. It's not a good start.
No. No.
Especially when you do it yourself. They weren't like, were you wearing this? He's like, I may have been. He's like, no, I was wearing a dark blue or black Carhartt jacket. And they're like, oh, no, go ahead. Go on.
Keep going, buddy. You're doing
like
a good
he's just
job.
giving this description of his outfit, and they're like, Jesus Christ. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, what was that? And they're like, no. You keep right on going. I ain't said a fucking word. You just keep on strolling through that description of your outfit that day, sir. Well, I'm loving it. It sounds chic. Excuse me. Now, upon searching Alan's property, clothing fitting the bill for the bridge guy, as he already admitted to fucking having, some knives, as you would expect, guns, all these things are found. Now, among the guns that were found was a Sig Sauer P226 40 caliber handgun. Really nice gun, actually. Not his, fuck his gun, but, you know, I like a Sig Sauer. Now, that being said, an unspent 40 caliber round found near the bodies of the girls was tested against the handgun found at Richard's house, and the round was found to have been cycled through Richard Allen's handgun, for which he had no explanation.
Maybe he shot the motherfucker? I don't know.
And it was an unspent round.
It was an unspent round?
Yes. So that's why the comments might know this, but if this is all true, was it a recycled round?
Well, no.
From a range?
No, the casing.
Or it was just, he's just like, yeah, check out how smooth that motherfucker is.
That's a good question.
I would venture to guess the second.
Yeah.
Would be more likely. Much like how I talk about hearing gunshots in our neighborhood, and people are like, you hear gunshots? I'm like, yeah, sometimes rednecks put new barrels on their Glock, and they want to be like, check it out, Charlie, pow! So cycle, yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay.
So it was. That's literally what it was. He was like, yeah, Jim, check this shit out. Pop, 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 pop. Look how smooth that is. I ain't even oiled that sumbitch yet. It made to go. That thing, TTG, homie, trained to go. Not for anything nefarious, I promise.
I'm more of a revolver guy, but that's okay.
Yeah, you're old. You want to be sitting there doing the you want to fucking Doc Holliday that shit. Be like, oh, why, Ike? Whatever do you mean?
Semi-automatics are too fucking hard to clean.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
I'm more of a blunderbuss guy myself.
You got to take them apart to clean them, and then I'm a little paranoid about it. Putting them back together, what if I forgot a part? And that slide comes back and cracks my melon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm more of a blunderbuss guy. Old musket style. Yep. I'm talking about if you need
that didn't look
everybody's
good.
like that don't
that didn't look good on camera.
Everybody's like muskets ain't got no place no more. One round ain't doing shit. Let me tell you something. If you need more than one, you don't need a gun.
No, but revolvers are easy to clean.
It's fair. It was fair. And you get to feel really cool when you go
You can't play Russian roulette with
I wonder if there's anybody that ever has.
Well, they're not alive to talk about it.
Oh my God, honey, where's my Beretta? We're gonna play Russian roulette. You still okay? Sifts through life insurance paperwork. All right, I'll get it.
All right, where are we at?
Yeah. So,
hey, Moon Unit's here. We haven't seen
oh shit!
Welcome back, Moon Unit.
Blast from the past. Tyler was in here at one point. Yeah. We're missing Gregory. We're missing Gonzo, which I don't know if that's a bad thing.
Well, Gregory, I'm a little upset.
Yeah, Izzy's not here.
He's all worried about my health, and now he's not here. Tease you.
Izzy isn't here. Whatever happened to our friend from Chile? Remember that? The dude that got into on the conversation of what was it, like Oreos versus Reese's, and we decided that there was no deciding between the two of them because one's a cookie and one's a delicious peanut butter cup candy, and you just eat them both.
That's true.
I think that was the 4-hour podcast that we did when we drank like a case of beer and some whiskey.
Yeah, that was a drunken stupor. Okay, continue with this.
The one where we almost smoked in the house, but then we said fuck it and just left them black screen for 5 minutes while we went to smoke a cigarette.
Said fuck it, nobody's watching anyway. Fuck them.
All right. Now, at the beginning of the trial, the original judge had moved to have a special judge be assigned to this trial because he feared for himself and his staff. The judge and the staff, they were getting like kind of bulldogged by like podcasters, internet sleuths, shit like that, trying to get information on this case.
Fucking podcasters.
Well, and then, you know, there's there might be something that could lead to maybe another reasoning behind this, which we'll kind of touch on. So because of this, special judge Francis Gall was assigned to the case and has had at least 3 attempts up to this point by Richard Allen's defense to have her step down from the trial, but she refuses to do so. They're citing multiple things. Richard attorneys had him move to tried to have him move to a different facility because he was being treated poorly. Excuse me. Said he wasn't getting his clean clothes the way he should. He was getting singled out and receiving threats from other prisoners and possibly staff. Wasn't receiving proper amounts of food. Good. If he did these things, good. Fuck that guy. His tablet was being monitored. Duh. That's how prison works, stupid. In jail, you're monitored. They literally say it on the phone calls. I don't know if anybody watching this has ever known anybody in jail or prison or been to jail or prison, but they literally say, this telephone call is being recorded and monitored for security purposes. We have a collect phone call from insert name. An inmate at blah da 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 da. Oh, look at that. We're seeing some old members.
The old members are starting to show
to
up
jump in here with the new people that know more about this topic than my ass does. I love them. I hope you continue to come back while we talk about other dumb shit. It's not always true crime. Sometimes it's ghosts and shit, but we'll see what happens. Anywho's, now, this whole time he's losing weight, and it was said that he would soak his legal paperwork from his lawyers in water and eat it. Now, take that how you will. Was he hungry because he wasn't getting fed? Which, like I said, I'm sorry. If he did all this shit, good. Fuck that dude. Or was he trying to make himself appear a little off his rocker to try to make the argument for a plea of insanity so that he couldn't fully get charged for these things?
Very possible.
That would make sense. But, you know... So, now on at least one occasion, on April 3rd, 2023, he was recorded telling his wife that he did indeed commit the murder of these 2 girls.
He confessed? Wait, no.
That's what they say.
Run that by me again.
It was said that he told his wife via a phone call that he did kill these girls.
From prison. So it was recorded.
Allegedly.
Well,
I would like to hear the recording, but they won't let that out because it still has yet to go to trial. After which she hung up on his ass, clearly, and he allegedly destroyed his tablet at that point. Which, I'm like, did you do it because you're mad because your wife hung up on you because you admitted to murdering 2 girls? Or did you do it because you were like, fuck, I can't believe I just did that. Maybe if I destroy this, they won't have it. The old saying, dumber in a box of rocks, if that's the case.
Well, you know.
Yeah. So, this Judge Gull did decline to have Allen moved, citing that he was getting more than fair treatment in comparison to some other inmates. Good for her. Fuck this dude. Again, if he did this. If he didn't do it, well, you know, congratulations. You got to experience jail in its full fucking joy and pleasure. Excuse me. Now, the defense pulled a new card in the trial here over some time, which would be Odinism. Pretty self-explanatory if you really... Specifically, Asatru.
Thor's dad?
Yes, the worship of pagan ideology and gods, basically, which, for the sake of this, is also oftentimes related to and popularized by far right-leaning white supremacist groups.
Really, I did not know that.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. There's a lot of white supremacist groups out there that align themselves with a pagan ideology. That's why, like, there's fucking don't wave at Lamont. He's a sack of shit. You know who you are. I've known him for a really long time. He's a good guy.
So, basically, white supremacists are planning their way to Valhalla.
Some of them, not all. Okay. It's not like across the board, but there are a lot of white supremacist groups that do adopt pagan ideologies and symbolism. It's just like if you go to, you know, the right prisons or whatever in the right places, like Thor's hammer can be seen as a white gang tattoo. I believe Odin, a depiction of Odin, can be depicted or seen as a gang tattoo in certain places. But, you know, that's just how it is. That's just one of those things. It's just like that. What is that? The little woodpecker, like hot rod dude.
The Roadrunner?
No, the red like bird woodpecker looking guy with like the cigar, and he's like fucking driving like a hot rod or some shit like that. Like that's a fucking gang tattoo in some place. You know what I mean? Like that's a peckerwood thing in some places. Peckerwood is a term for white prisoners in some places.
I got you.
Or Peni, public enemy number one. A lot of terms. But yeah, and
I can't keep up.
Well, and again, like, is it everybody? No. Is everybody that believes in pagan shit racist? No. Is everybody that's racist believe in pagan shit? No. Is Christmas a pagan holiday? Yes.
Oh, let's don't get the Christians started.
Fire them up.
I said that to somebody one time, and they flipped their wig.
It's fucking true.
I was like, geez.
I'm not anti-Christian, but it's fucking true. Suck it up, Buttercup. Deal with it.
I'm like, whatever. I'm not having this conversation with you right now.
Hey, at least he fucking did that. He could have brought some crazy shit back from Asia where he went to learn how to heal people. According to some people. Anyway. So, again, this is where the defense team pulls Odinism, pulls pagan belief systems, Asatru being one of the main subsects of this Odinistic, polytheistic religious belief system that they're calling in now. This is, again, I don't need to read this next part. That was my disclaimer of me saying, like, I'm not saying that every fucking person who believes in Norse mythology and shit like that is fucking racist. That's a stupid blanket term. I'm not doing that. This is just something that has been brought into the case. So why leave it out? Now, Libby being found under a tree with 4 branches placed in specific places, and the placement of her arms and hands seemed to look as if it were deliberately put into this pattern, if you will. And same with Abby. Which on top of that, she was assumed to have been killed in the nude, because there really wasn't any blood on her clothes for the most part, and then redressed. But she also had sticks and her appendages placed in certain what seemed to be deliberate fashions. So you can't see it. We'll add this in later, maybe. But you can see I've provided a diagram for you so that you can see the body positioning and the sticks and or tree related in relation to the location and position of the bodies of the girls. And you cannot look at that and tell me, yes, it could be fucking completely random, but that shit doesn't not look deliberate.
No, yeah, that's deliberate.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they look very rune-esque.
Right. Yes.
If I could pull it up for you guys, I would, but I can't. I'm not that smart. Believe it or not, the old one. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot I had this in here. Believe it or not, the fucking old one is the tech-savvy one in this. I'm just the idiot that talks and takes the brunt of the hate comments. Excuse me. What does that say?
I don't know. Oh, I quit reading the comments, honestly.
Oh, they're talking about the fuckbag that's in prison for all this shit right now, or jail awaiting trial in October. Now, under Abby's back, authorities found Libby's shoe. Well, a shoe that they said they think is Libby's. I'm pretty sure that you would know. Did it match the other one? Or did they not have the other one? That I do not know. I'm not going to lie. So, and her cell phone. Excuse me. Now, a man... this one's a little vague, and the people listening to this will understand this to an extent, but this gets very vague because names of the people in this aspect of the case are not publicly known at this time. Probably realistically, morally or legally, probably might never be. So this is the subjects of this is a little vague. So stay with me here. Now, a man connected with Odinism, whose son was dating Abby, shared what looked like images of runes on his social media account shortly after the murders and seemed to expose information not yet publicly known about the events of that night. Yes. Now, he wasn't a suspect for very long, which confuses a lot of people, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are mad about that probably, excuse me, dove deep enough to find out the dude's name and all that shit. Now, this same man had posted pictures on his social media of two women in the same basic positions as the girls that the girls were found in. Yes. And we go back to, like, paganism and Odinism, whatever you want to call it. A lot of these old Germanic, Scandinavian religions have... or belief systems, whatever you want to call them, have a lot of emphasis on symbolism.
Right, yeah.
Like runes, symbolism, connection with the physical world around them in a metaphysical fashion, if you will. Being like, they would be like, oh, your God is in heaven and I can see my God every day. You know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. So, I feel like... you have to think along those lines in order to lend a proper amount of credence to things such as body position and stuff like that in this situation. So, the defense holds to the fact that they don't believe in any follow-up, believe any follow-up with this person ever happened, and that the evidence had been accidentally deleted.
Accidentally deleted on purpose?
Right. Accidentally. I accidentally shit my pants.
Yes.
Can I go home from work now? So yeah, that's the thing. That's not actually the first time that that kind of happens in this whole fuck show. There is also at least one photo held by the prosecution that was never provided to the defense because they had been lost. Now, the defense actually met with somebody, I believe there's a name known for this person, but I do not have it, with a man in Florida, not a good start, from whom they received the photos and whatever else received the photo or photos and anything else that the prosecution had lost. What that is, we don't fucking know. Because, again, this shit still has yet to officially go to trial. What the fuck? Is that French?
They speak in code in the chat. I can't follow.
Are you speaking in pagan symbolism right now? Are you a part of the problem? Are you or a loved one dealing with mesothelioma? Did you spend time on a military base between 1986 and 1994?
Are we doing a Camp of the June fucking commercial now all of a sudden? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. So the defense attorneys are sure that the father of Abby's former boyfriend is connected with this case.
You always got to blame the boyfriend.
Yeah, that sack of shit. Along with 4 other men who, quote, unquote, admitted to being involved in this crime. Again, unnamed up to this point. We're not at trial. None of that shit. Oh, she's scratching. So one of these men admitted that he was present during the time of the murders and that he had, I believe he was saying this to his sister, he now had a, quote, brother and was in a, quote, gang. Which leads us down this whole thing is they're saying that this was a initiation / ritualistic sacrifice.
Huh.
Which is not unheard of in pagan religion. But
I thought you were going to say in Indiana. I was like, you bastard.
But, like, there's other religions that do that shit. So I'm not saying I'm not advocating on one side or the other.
Are you going to blame this on Satan?
Satan. No. But, like, does it fit the bill? You know, we're both kind of the same. We have a very skeptic tank thought process. So, do I think that this man's innocent? I can't say one way or the other yet. 100%.
I just want to know, did he have a Metallica t-shirt on?
How many black shirts did he have in his closet?
Yes.
How many cigarettes what kind of cigarettes did he smoke? Did he smoke menthols? Bad. Menthol's bad in South.
Did they find the serrated knife in a pond out back?
Behind the house. But you know what I'm saying? Like, does it fit the bill?
Right.
If the person, if said person had a different skin color, would you possibly have made the exact same argument with a different religious background? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
And I'm not even saying that just for this case, just in general, because I think a lot of this shit's iffy as fuck.
Well,
I don't want to say I have a distrust in the police, but I have a distrust in a lot of specific police forces, at least at this point. Like the West Memphis police force, the LAPD, oftentimes the NYPD, mostly the LA fucking PD. Idiots. I'm sorry, the LAPD is run by a bunch of fucking people who have favorite flavors of crayon. Double pane windows taste way better than single pane, I tell you that much. Quote, LAPD chief. Idiots. But we're not in LA. We're in the Hoosier state where shit gets solved. Ask Gene Hackman. They don't fuck around. They hit you with the long arm of the law, and then they put on the fucking IU basketball game, and they hit you with the Hoosier daddy.
Just fucking continue with your outline. Jesus Christ.
So he denied being involved to police, but when he was taken home, he asked if he could get in trouble if his spit had been found on one of the girls.
I'm not saying my spit was there, but if it was there, would you get busy? Don't go looking for it. I'm just asking, hypothetically.
I'm just going to go out on a limb
asking
and say
for a friend.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it. These are those moments where it could be a comedy skit, where you just happen to be holding on to your police radio about to say something to somebody, and they hear that, and then in the dead silent stare between that cop and this fucking idiot, you hear, "You arrested him, right?" And then next thing, door opens aggressively, fucking Justin boot sounds off into the distance. I'm just assuming because of what part of Indiana we're talking about here. So, yeah, we're dealing with 10 out of 10 IQ human beings on this one so far.
Wow.
He also admits to being on the trail that day and spitting on one of the girls. Explain that. Like, what, you just walk by like, bitch? Like,
I don't even know what to fucking say to this. I mean, either he's an idiot or that is the worst luck of all time.
Or it's just a bunch of bullshit.
That's true, too.
Like, I'm not saying... we all know. Or, well, some of the new people here might not know. I'm not one to advocate on taking a side unless I can concretely agree with everything that is going on. I still question the purpose of the pyramids. I still question government around the world. I still question mass religion. I question everything. I'm a little fuck, if you really think about it.
You question your sexuality.
Oh, no, there is no question on that. I'm gay all day.
Is your girlfriend aware of this? Okay.
Yes, she's my she-pimp.
Okay.
So it's Radar says he did not like her for whatever reason. How happenstantial and convenient would it be if they were just walking along and she was like, I just love Usher, and he was like, fuck you.
And then that would be my luck.
Well, and then it would fall into what they're already trying to pin this whole thing on.
Yeah.
The white supremacy Odinism thing. They'd be like, race traitor, Haktua.
And we're back to that. Spit on that
thing. We blocked her entrance into her house.
Chalupa.
She's like, fuck you guys. You guys are assholes.
Okay.
She went from sounding Hispanic to sounding really like Eastern European. She's like, I am Estonian Chihuahua. I have great ancestors in the Mexicos. However, I am Eastern European. They eat the burritos made by the Kim Jong-il. I eat pierogi. I'll fuck up a pierogi too, by the way, if anybody's wondering. Polar bears? What? All I saw was polar bears.
It says polar bear. Don't date black bears.
They make it for an interesting crossbreed.
Does that mean polar bears are racist? Or they just live in a different environment? I don't know.
Hey, that makes me think of fucking the episode of South Park when they got a little racist, kind of, but like not racist. Oh my God, it was the sexual harassment. It's sexual harassment panda. He got fired and he's in the bar getting drunk, and out of nowhere this drunk guy's like, hey, panda, we don't like your kind around here. And then the kids come in to get him, and he's like, hey, fourth graders, we don't like your kind around here. Oh man, fucking South Park for the win.
We've covered this on this podcast many times. I did not watch this shit.
You need to. South Park is fucking great, dude. So, this man, his roommate, and another man were supposed to be in Muncie, but that clashed with his original alibi.
Maybe Radar's right. That's where brown bears come from.
And they'd be gray bears.
No,
I feel like if you took a polar bear and a black bear, it would be something more akin to like a
yellow and blue make green, Travis. White and black
make gray.
That's true. Good point.
You fucking idiot. Oh man. But see? No, I mean, if you're not gonna mix the colors, if you just mixed patterns, maybe you would get something more of along the lines of like a spectacled bear. Vis-a-vis.
What is this? The fucking Care Bears all of a sudden?
India? No, it's a species of bear, you uncivilized swine. Get your bear knowledge up. There's not that many fucking species of bears in the world here that keep up.
For one, I'm smart enough to know you just called me a pig, you bastard.
Yes. Hey, at least you just called me a bastard. It's because the camera's on, isn't it?
Yes.
If it wasn't for the cameras, you'd have been like, you kamikaze airplane flying, nuke hating, Jap piece of shit.
I don't feel like getting canceled today.
You'd be like, you son of a bitch.
I'm already going to get
You want
canceled.
me to drop the power of the sun on you again?
I probably already got canceled for my one comment earlier. I forgot even what it was.
A lot, probably, between the two of us.
Your joke about throwing the shit down the...
Oh. Ting dong, ting pong, ting pang.
I should have let you say it, not me. But I'm probably going to get canceled.
I am going to do a whole podcast in my super stereotypical samurai Japanese accent one day.
I still want you to do one in your Mike Tyson voice. We should have did this one in the...
Another person who was friends with one of the anonymous men drunkenly told his wife about the murders, and she said she was going to talk to the police, so he hit her and he threw her down the stairs like I did not do to my mother. I love my mother. How could I throw her down the stairs if my back was broken? It was spinal. Lennox Lewis, the little bitch. Lennox Lewis beat that ass that night when they fought. That was true, though. I'll read it again. Another person who was friends with one of these anonymous men drunkenly told his wife about the murders and blames his, quote, friend for doing this because of race trading, basically.
This is right up your alley. We're having
what, the black skin on? Do you know their hair is not actually white?
What? You're saying Coca-Cola has lied to me all these years?
It's clear.
Then how, if they have black skin?
It reflects.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that they...
All I know is they're terrifying as a motherfucker.
Did you know that they also have adapted to, when they're hunting seals and shit, they will put their paws in front of their noses? Because it's one of the only parts of their body that doesn't blend in with the snow.
Because it's black, right? Or
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a species of pig whose tusks grow in a circular fashion, and they will eventually inevitably die of quote-unquote natural causes because the tusks will continue to grow into their brain until they die?
You are just full of useless fucking knowledge. That's all I'm saying.
I really am.
Okay, get back to this, and then we'll talk about pigs with...
Oh, speaking of useless knowledge, the third person in American history has officially been bitten by the most venomous snake in the world on U.S. soil. Last I knew, he was on a ventilator.
Isn't the black mamba the most venomous?
No.
I thought that was the one with the most lethality.
No, I think the most the highest death rate, I believe, in the world, I think, is the king cobra, because it's found in India.
Oh,
so a high bite rate, out middle of nowhere. But no, the inland taipan is the most venomous snake in the world, and the third person in the United States has officially been bitten by one.
And I'm taking it the dumbass probably had it as a pet.
I don't know if you would call it a pet. I think you would call it more of an exhibit.
Well,
but yes, he were bited, and he were, last I checked, on ventilator, because the last person to get bit before that was on, I believe, on 9/11, and it was the flight that brought him the antivenom was the only domestic flight that was allowed to leave the ground, of course, other than the Bin Laden family leaving their contract signing with the Bush family, as we've spoken before multiple times on this podcast. But yeah, the last guy got 6 vials of antivenom. There was 6 or 8, and there was 8 or 10 in the United States. So the guy that got bit recently is on a ventilator last time I checked, and he might not make it because all he could get was what was left from 2001. Well, there was 2 vials left, and that's all they could give him.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and agree with Radar. Fuck snakes.
I find them very interesting.
Well, you're weird. Continue.
I don't know if it makes black or tan, but I do know that I'm not a fan of a black and tan. The drink.
Well, I've never had it.
It's a mix of beers.
Yeah.
It's like Guinness and something else. It can suck a fart out of my ass. They're not good. But we've had this conversation. We drink trash beers.
Leave it to Lamont to think snakes are awesome.
Snakes are awesome. They're cool. I'm not saying like I want to keep all of them, but like they're fucking cool. Have you ever seen a blue Insularis?
No, I don't want
They're
to.
like fucking vibrant blue.
Snakes are the devil.
No.
Like football.
Speaking of, did you know, I forget what it I forget who it was.
Tangent.
I forget if it was Perseus or somebody else. But like part of there's this new thing that I just heard, that the reason that the Roman ideology of gods and polytheism gotten destroyed by Christianity, because I can't remember if it was Perseus or fuck
Poseidon.
No, but basically that Greek or mythological character would have destroyed the modern day view of religion from a Christian standpoint, because that person would be, by definition of their character and by definition of translation of their name, would be the light bringer, who is Lucifer, and he was the creator of man originally in Greek mythology, which completely contradicts the idea of Lucifer being the antithesis of God and Jesus, and being the negative side of the yin and yang of Alpha and Omega.
All right. Thanks for that. Continue.
Chocolate milk and vodka? Psh, spit it in my mouth.
Now, Andy, beer is gross, and give me chocolate milk. I agree with 50% of that.
Some beer is gross. IPAs are gross. I want to try some sours. I've been told that I might like sours.
All right. Anyway, let's finish this up. Are we getting close on this? Jesus Christ, I got to pee.
Yeah, actually. Got about a page left. Because like I said, I suck at this. Where the fuck was I?
I fucking don't know.
This is your fault.
Snakes and bullshit, and then somehow we
went
from
maybe it was Perseus.
Somehow we went from snakes to freaking
Greek mythology.
Greek mythology.
I have a lot to say about Hindu mythology too nowadays. Anyway, so he would not push back on this person because of their powerful friends. The person that alleged that he was a part of these murders. And he allegedly had powerful friends. So he was like, oh,
I know a guy.
I don't want nothing to do with this feller. He's got a fat cock, and he will fuck me with it.
Okay. I wasn't going there, but that's okay.
I had to eventually. But yeah, basically he was the big swinging dick, allegedly, in this whole thing. So he was like, no, I'm not stepping on those toes. So the car of one of the girlfriends of one of these yet to be named people at that time had been borrowed and allegedly taken to visit their quote unquote Odinite friends and was returned with dried blood, I believe, on the side of one of the seats.
Repeat that.
The car of one of the girlfriends was borrowed to quote visit quote unquote their Odinist friends, and when the car was returned, there was dried blood. I believe it was on the side of one of the seats, side of the car. There you go. Yeah, that makes it even worse. Fuck, I was gonna say on the side of the seat, maybe somebody got a nosebleed. They did too much fucking Odin cocaine. They Odin-deed on cocaine.
This is the problem. Are you going to tell me? Do they know who the blood was, or is it sealed? We don't know.
They might. I don't.
We don't know.
Somebody might.
Because
I don't.
It's still in court.
There is a lot of stuff in here that.
This is all just but a nothing but a cock tease.
Well,
that's all this is.
Well, again, it's still going to court. So a lot of stuff has not been released. And I will say, we both do this. And I don't know about you, but I do have my ways of finding things out about some of this stuff.
Obviously not.
It's not. In order to do so before it goes to trial, you're putting yourself at risk of leaking information that can take away from the legitimacy and the efficacy of the trial. Because there has been a leak that I will get to of information. So,
well, I'm just saying, I'm kind of...
Well, and there's also... I also don't... Like, there's a line with some of this stuff.
I mean, this is starting to feel like a hand job with no finish.
Well, there is no finish yet.
I'm gonna walk off this
criminally, there is not a finish yet. You know what I'm saying? We're just making our fucking choosing our alliances at this point. So, where was I? Now, that's what I was talking about. Crime scene photos came out last year, and they found their way to the internet. These crime scene photos should not have been publicly accessible yet, because we have yet to fully go to trial. So a podcast, like podcasters got their hands on them, YouTubers, shit like that. It found its way onto YouTube. It found its way on the internet. People are putting this shit out, which is muddying the waters of the case.
Can't this constitute a mistrial eventually?
Now, one podcast, I will give them credit. I do not know who. They got their hands on some of the more fucked up images, i.e. images from the crime scene that may or may not have included the bodies of these young girls that were murdered.
It's kind of like pictures like the opening of the movie for the Westminster 3.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But closed case, different. You know what I'm saying? I will give him credit.
We're getting weird in the comments. You just go on. I'm gonna read the comments.
So I will say, whoever this podcast was, I will give them credit. They straight turned this shit over to the prosecution. It came across their desk and they were like, "Yo, we got this from shall remain unnamed. Here it is. We don't want anything to do with this." Because as interesting and as much views and as much traffic and get your website and shit, I agree with them. That you're fucked if you do that. If you get unreleased trial evidence in the murder of 2 young girls and you use that to spread your clout and your following, you can fuck off.
Yeah, I agree.
If that came across our desk, I would immediately be like, yo, whatever police station needs this, come fucking get it, or I can overnight it to you because I don't want this shit. You can send the hard drive back to me when it's all said and done and the shit's open or common knowledge. You can find all the paperwork online.
It looks like they waited until it got leaked before they leaked it or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I give the one podcast credit. Everybody else is a dick.
They're all dicks.
Now, in October of 2023, Mitch Westerman, part of the defense, reached out to one of the defense attorneys and admitted that he had seen the photos out in the office at the law firm, taken pictures with the photos with his phone, and he shared it with someone, and that from that moment, from that one thing, it went to this guy, and then it went to this guy. And then it magically went to these 3 guys, and then 7, and then 7 is 21, and the next thing you know, it's all over the fucking internet. Now, the man he originally shared these photos with unalived himself after being questioned by the police, which sucks, but you shouldn't have fucking shared them. Honestly, that's another situation where, like, if I'm not directly connected with, if I'm not employed by this law firm and they come at me with it, I'm like, no, I'm good. You keep that. That's, you do you, dog. I'm going to go fishing because it's Florida. Or I'm going to go catch iguanas, whatever. I'm cool. So that happened. Now, after this, Baldwin and Rozzi, the defense attorneys for Mr. Allen, they decided to basically take themselves off of the case due to this thing popping off with their law firm, and they later filed with the court that they hadn't actually done that, but that Judge Gall had removed them from the case after the leak, and they accused her of violating public access, which, I'll be honest, we're getting into a lot of legal terminology and court proceeding rules that I don't know personally. But if all this shit was true and the leak did come from their law firm, I think that the judge has every right to be like, fuck you guys, you're out of here.
I would think so.
Clearly, the security of your law firm is not up to par with the severity of the case at hand. Kick rocks, fuckface. And they should be able to say that in court. Kick rocks, fuckface should be allowed in court.
And Kick Rock's Moon Unit, I'm not leaking shit.
The only thing he's leaking is pee-pee from his
we're going to be leaking here
from his questionable prostate health. We're getting there. Now, after this, after them accusing her, the judge, of this did not work, Allen got new defense attorneys, but Baldwin and Rozzi were still trying to file a suit to get the judge thrown off the case even after that. Why? Let's be real. Because they knew that this case was going to make their fucking bust their nut. This case is their nut.
At least somebody's finishing in this.
It's just like the Kardashians' dad. Like, all these people that, like, yeah, no, I've heard attorneys talk about, like, no, I didn't feel good about representing this person, but when the right one comes across your desk, you don't turn it down. Your publicity alone is worth every cent of feeling bad about defending somebody.
Oh, sounds like, according to India, a lot of people unalived themselves over this.
Well, or did they? Did they unalive themselves much like the guy who created the car that runs off of water did? Or like the attempts on the guy that effectively cured AIDS?
I mean, I can see why would people... Now we're driving down the conspiracy road with people unaliving themselves.
I am not exaggerating when I say that this goes all the way to the Vice President of the United States.
Not that it's... this is going to sound horrible, but this is two girls of... It's a tragedy.
Yeah.
But it's not
somebody deserves to get butt-fucked by the law for this.
Somebody needs to fry. Which I don't even believe in the death penalty anymore.
And so does the fucking guy with the child porn thing. Fuck him too.
But we're not talking about like presidential kids or, to where
the first kid starring Sinbad.
To where a whole conspiracy of people are getting Clintonized.
My question is this thing, the only way I could, or I don't want to say the only way, the big thing for me is that did cross my mind. I'm like, does this fucking somehow tie into mexmafficking to censor it a little bit for the internet? You know what I'm saying? You feel me, dog?
Epstein trafficking?
Jeffrey Epstein was an employee of the Israeli government. Somebody's going to kill me for saying that, but it's okay.
Well, I hope I'm not standing next to you when they do.
Yeah. So again, they got taken. They were taken off the case, and they were still trying to get the judge taken off the case even after that. Possible lawsuits. I'm not sure. Now, Mitchell Westerman was arrested on a misdemeanor charge after leaking the photos of the crime scene for, like an M5 or some shit like that. It wasn't even anything bad, like cockface. Now, as of this year, the defense has tried again to have Allen moved to a different facility, and Baldwin and Rozzi are back in the driver's seat as his attorneys.
I can't officially. I'm leaving.
We're right here,
I'll be right
and this
back.
is all we got. At least finish. Let me finish the information and then go.
I'm going to be filling up this bottle here in about
Oh my God, go! I'm fine. No, go ahead. No, I'll wait. I'll save the information.
No, I at this point, I don't even fucking care.
Go pee. It's okay. It'll be fast. It doesn't have a long trip. It'll be all right.
I got that motherfucker.
Yeah. Now here we are. Should I just be like an inner city 70s DJ? And now we're going to chill out to the smooth sounds of Al Green. And then later on, I'm going to fuck your mama. If this was set up better, I would then have Al Green music to play, but I don't. Yeah, it happens every once in a while. He's old. He's like Ben Stiller's dad from Zoolander. His prostate's the size of a watermelon, all right? Colt 45, is that what I'm supposed to be playing on the 70s radio station? First off, it wasn't out. Second, overrated song. Third, there's actually a country singer that covered Colt 45, and it was actually pretty good. His name's Warren Ziders. He's really popular now, but he used to be better. Go figure. Feel better?
Yes. Hey, Drew can take this break for a podcast every night.
It's amazing how fast a half a gallon of liquid can make a 2.5-inch trip, isn't it?
3.4, thank you very much.
It is warm in here tonight. All right, now that I have 4 more sentences. Now, again, that's the crazy thing is after all that shit, at this point, Baldwin and Rozzi are back as the defense attorneys. And why are they back? Because from the information that I saw, the other two that had replaced them made a motion to have themselves removed from the case within a 6-day period of being assigned, of taking the case.
Nobody wants your shit.
That's what it sounds like. Now, February 7th, 2024, the defense is calling the interviews and handling of evidence to be suspect and that the charges against Allen be dropped entirely. Because, it says there, recorded, interviews were said to have been recorded over on accident. Stuff's been quote-unquote deleted. Stuff is missing. It's a shit show of a mishandling of evidence, is what it sounds like. This is a very the Delphi PD or whoever the Carroll County, whoever's fully handling this is very LAPD on this thing. They're not handling it very well. It's like this is like a drug smuggling case in Ecuador right now. Like, you just can't get any really fucking solid information, it seems like, from a defense or a prosecution standpoint. It's like, Juan Julio, did you smuggle cocaine out of Ecuador? Maybe. I rest my case. But yeah, it's a fucking shit show. See? Total shit show.
Calamity of errors.
Yes.
Much like this podcast.
Now, in March, the trial was set for May 13th through the 31st, but it was set, it was moved back and set for October 14th through November 15th.
So we got a month.
Yeah. I'm going to start edging now.
29 days.
7 days. They're going to be in there like, I know what you did 5 winters ago. Take it as you will. Now, the defense team was found to have been working with YouTubers and podcasters to make content in support of Richard Allen and against the judge presiding over the case. Which is both trash and smart. You know what I mean? As long as they do it within legal bounds. Because that is potentially a massive influx of support.
Sounds like to me Mr. Allen's a bit of a douchebag.
Yeah, you literally have gone through multiple attorneys already. And you're not even properly at trial yet.
I don't think as a YouTuber or a podcaster I'd want to even get involved in that.
You know there are, though.
And
you know, there's YouTube channels that are way bigger than us because we're not shit that would take this fucking interview from this guy. And I'm not gonna. I would take an interview with him, but I would not be all up his ass about this shit. I'd be like, "Did you fucking do it, fuckbag? You told your wife you did. Now tell me you did it. Don't make me come and get a jaywalking ticket in Carroll County, Indiana, and then come and just beat the dick off your body.
You're gonna walk
in a bad way.
You're gonna walk across North 300 County Road.
Yep, I'm gonna walk. I am going to jaywalk I'm gonna jaywalk at the one red light in town.
You'll be lucky to get a center line.
It's gonna be like a really shitty Dave Bautista movie that's not Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm gonna jaywalk. It's gonna be like spow, bow, bow. I'm gonna have my phone playing a fucking guitar solo in my pocket, and then they're going to put me in the cop car, and I'm just going to be looking out the window, and then when I see the county jail, I'll be like, it's time for revenge. And then they're going to be like, you're in this cell block, and be like, where's Alan? And they're going to be like, another cell block, and be like, fuck.
You going to make a shank out of a toothbrush?
Do it like Adam Sandler from Airheads. He said, sit down and shut up. Or what? Or I'll cut your head off. With what? My dick!
So, once again, like we just said,
we will come back and touch on this again. We will touch on Mr. Allen again after trial.
Touching on anybody.
I'll touch him. I'll touch his stomach with my fist from the outside. I'll shove my arm. Like, if this dude did this shit, I think that should be his sentence. He should be in prison, and every day he should be the entertainment for the rest of the prison, because they set up one of those little fucking MDF board boxes with like the fucking sheets in the back and the interchangeable backgrounds and shit like that. And somebody that also is in the prison, possibly a giant African American male named Bubba, will shove his hand up this dude's ass and work him like a puppet and just sit there in the cafeteria and be like, I, the king of Shitsville, do here declare that it is chicken nugget day.
You have so many fucking issues. Well, here's the thing. On a serious note, once again, I have a dilemma about this. After the West Memphis 3 case, I am no longer in favor of the death penalty. Unless it is 100%.
If you... I think in a situation like this, if you're going to give somebody the death penalty, if he did this and you give him the death penalty, he should have to die just like those girls.
I don't okay. But my point is, it has to be 100. Almost, in my opinion now, and I was big before the West Memphis 3 case.
You're very Republican.
Kill them all and God sort them out. Fuck them. I had the Texan idea. Like Ron White said, we got.
Which is crazy because I'm the one that is from Texas.
Well,
I mean, I don't give a fuck. I mean, if you kill somebody, if you like manslaughter, if it's an accident, a little different. But like if you sexually assault and kill a 15-year-old girl, you got it coming.
It's just it has to be 100%, almost caught in the act kind of thing at this point, because witness,
like DNA evidence,
but also DNA can. Trust me, my DNA is all over this world. Because I'm cool like that.
The world being the tri-state area.
Hey, I've been out of the country, motherfucker.
Canada?
No, I've been overseas. Thank you. I've been to Europe and Greece.
Europe? He's in Europe?
And Greece.
It's in Europe.
And
it's like I've been to Africa and Zimbabwe. Well, Greece is in Europe.
Yes, it is technically. It's right there on the edge.
No, it's not technically. It is in Europe.
It's right there on the fucking edge.
Okay.
Right there on the fucking edge. But so I am world traveled, motherfucker.
Fair enough. I don't know.
But it's just, I'd take, the philosophy now, I'd rather 100 guilty men go free than one innocent man die.
I can't say I fully disagree. But if this guy did it, kill him.
If you caught that motherfucker in the act, I say just kill him right there. Fuck the trial.
As far as the Odinism thing, I feel like just put him in prison. And I feel like you'll find out pretty quick if he's rolling that direction or not.
Yeah, but when children are involved, this is where it tests my newfound philosophy on that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Now, if it was my child, we wouldn't have to worry about the death penalty because I would straight. What was that movie? A Time to Kill. I would straight.
Or Taken again.
I would just do it myself. Fuck it. We're gonna bypass the legal system.
I have a very specific set of skills.
With your name on it, motherfucker.
I have a very specific set of skills, and you're going to experience all of them. Oh yeah, fucko. What are your specific set of skills? I'm pretty good at dicing onions and building trains.
All right, listen. We've been dicking off for over 2 hours.
We have.
Minutes. I think
it's a pretty good return to glory. I would have to say.
I think we should let these fine people get back to their lives.
I know they're like, gosh, shut the fuck up.
Let them take this all in and think about how they just wasted 2 hours of their fucking time.
Yeah. Do we still have the socials?
No, they're there.
Son of a bitch. Does all this shit still work?
You can't see it because it's.
Damn it.
You can't see it because it's the way
start clicking stuff.
The way I got it. I don't fuck it up too much. I have to change some shit around from where I put the new camera.
Well, I say we get the fuck out of here.
Now, we will be back next week.
With something.
I will come up with something.
Oh, it's your turn, fucker.
Indy just says they're going to go find some more Delphi.
Well, if you want to hear about some other dumb shit, tune in next week. Feel free to follow us on Instagram. What is it? Ghosts_night.
Oh, fuck. I don't even know anymore.
We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. Which
of the ticker.
Literally, we've gotten more views on 2 stupid fucking videos that I posted on TikTok than our whole fucking TikTok
because we haven't made any content of our own in 4 months.
Yeah, so I just made a stupid Trump fucking what was it? It was a Trump saving the cats video.
That's one thing we should talk about real quick before we get out of here. Now,
whether or not Haitians are eating animals.
Listen, if they are doing it up there in Springfield, Ohio, not too far away from us, about 45 minutes to an hour, I say if they are doing it, I'm going to go up and pick a few up in the car and say, hey, come on down. I got a neighborhood that has a bunch of cats running around. Bon appetit, motherfucker. Bon
That's what
appetit.
I'm saying. Get
rid of some of these motherfuckers. Fox Hollow Farm, I do not believe I have been.
You know about Fox Hollow Farm, don't you?
No.
Where DuPont killed that wrestler. Remember?
What wrestler?
The Olympic wrestler.
Oh, yeah, didn't we start?
Did we do an episode on that?
No, I don't think so. I think we talked about it because
I think
Kurt Angle was a part of that.
Yeah.
He was in that, right, yeah.
I think that's in my list of subjects.
I'm just saying, I wish some of these cats around here right out to go missing.
I mean, if you think about it in a really simple-minded way, it's a better option than them getting out and getting hit by a car. At least their tiny little bodies went to
Even
something.
though I will notice, since we have Goliath out there,
yeah,
the big mastiff,
big dumb bastard.
Not too many cats come around the area, right? Around
No,
this
I've
place.
noticed that ever since
They're
we got that dog.
Up north of the street. They're not coming down with old Goliath.
Yeah, we used to be worried about a cat fucking trying to eat the other dog, and ever since you got that one, I haven't really seen many cats around.
Nope. Since the big mastiff has come into play.
Even though I'm pretty sure the cat would beat his ass.
Probably, but they don't need to know that right now.
Yeah, they'd fucking whap him, and he'd be like, and just walk into the corner.
All right, yeah. So we will be back probably next. I think we're gonna try to make Mondays the night.
Sunday, Monday. I figured probably be the best time for us to get it. Not to sound like a dick, but get it out of the way.
Get it in
before at the beginning of your work week or right before both of our work week starts.
I'm good either day, so it'll either be Sunday or Monday. I will be doing an episode. I have not decided whether or not I would be doing something paranormal.
Stroke.
Or conspiracy, but I'm thinking conspiracy, actually.
You are speaking my language.
I might do... There's been some conspiracy, or... How should I say this? There's a conspiracy inside a conspiracy that hasn't been touched on much.
Conspiraception?
Yes. It's an aspect of one of the biggest conspiracies of all time, which isn't a conspiracy because we know what happened, but it's how it happened, maybe who pulled the trigger, that hasn't really been covered a lot.
Is it an acronym with 3 net letters?
No. Oh, I'm teasing Moon.
Does it
just like Travis
does it rhyme with
shmay,
shmay?
No. Yes. Yes.
All right, so we're going to talk about the mafia.
No. Well, maybe, but I don't know if I can put that together in a week.
I'm sure we can.
We might do some.
If you need some help, just let me know.
I got to do some research, but I got to get this episode up and running.
All right. Well, now I got to pee.
Oh, I've just got 2 more lines. All right, guys. We thank you for entertaining us with your wonderful chat, for listening and sticking around as long as you did. We greatly appreciate it. We'd love to see you next time.
Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. And if you are listening to this and you want more information than I provided, go to the YouTube channel and read the live chat that was going on the whole time.
You'll have more information. Actually, it's more informational than what we said or what Travis said. I was just sitting here looking pretty. What was I saying? I was about ready to say something very poignant, and I forgot. I don't know. So we will see you next week. That's what I was going to say. Don't blow us up in the comments.
Or do,
because most of the time we come back a little hard. Unless you come hard and come good. Yes, I said come hard. I did. We have been roasted and actually said, "Damn, that's pretty."
Yeah, there's been some pretty good ones.
I mean, I hate when I come hard too. If you're going to come correct. That's all I'm saying.
Come good and hard if you're going to come at all.
Don't fucking half-ass it. I really shouldn't have had that stroke. Of course, I'm old. There's no coming of hard anymore.
There's no hard anymore.
No, there's that. It's just not.
Which brings us to our not sponsor, Blue Chew. All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Take care.